Right, good evening, Steelers, and welcome to another Tuesday night painting live and some chatting as well, most likely. I can see there's a few people here already. Hello, morning, Charles. Evening, Steve, depending on where you are in the world, isn't it, of course? How is everyone tonight? If you're out there watching, not only hit the like button, but say hello in chat as well. Give us a shout out. I'm assuming everybody can hear me as well, because this time at least I've set the microphone up properly for once. Just having a little drink of pop while I'm doing this, because it's suddenly got hot again. It's been a bit... evening Moskisk, and evening Andy, evening Kevin, how are you doing? Good to have you all on board. Evening Rich, Two Fat Lardies, first time joining us tonight. That's nice. Nice to see some superstars in the chat. So tonight, don't forget, hit that like button. Tonight, I'm just going to do a little bit of work on these Russian farms that I've kind of had on the tabletop for a little while. Well, I've actually had them for ages. I got them from Patrick Miniatures ages ago. And I don't know if you've seen the photos that I posted on Twitter or various other. I think I've already put them on the community tab here on the channel. Evening Terry, good to have you on board. So there's this little Russian dacha, little house, little village house, which I used some sabotaged 3D printed fences for, and then obviously just some bits and pieces for the thing. But today also I finished off this little barn as well. Evening Rich, Andy says tonight you're painting some Napoleonic British 20mm new line design. Interesting, that's good. What's everybody else up to? What are you all painting tonight? So I finished this barn off. These both need varnishing, but I'm not going to do those tonight because I'm going to wait until I finish this one here, and then I'm going to finish, and I'm going to varnish them all together. I've actually made a video as well about how to paint old wood as well, because I think somebody asked me a while back. Evening Richard, good to have you on board. Somebody asked me a while back about painting old wood, so I made a video out of the barn just to turn it into something. I'm also currently working on a video for painting that farm as well, that some of you may have seen on the social media channels. Also on the table, I'm just going to stick them to one side because they're pretty much done and just waiting to be varnished. Also on the painting table, I've got this military robot as well. This is one from Crooked Dice. It's the ED-209 from RoboCop. I really like the design of the ED-209, so I thought I'll get one. It was pretty expensive, but I'm only ever going to buy one, and it is a hobby. So I just thought I'd get it, paint it, because it'd be a nice little thing to paint. But I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that tonight. So I just put it together the other night. Refreshing tango. So tell me what you're up to in chat, everybody. There's quite a few of you watching, which is nice. Hit the like button, of course. I don't know what scale are the Russian buildings. Oh, cracking. Thank you very much, Rich. 15mm. Like about 90% of the things that I paint. Yeah, they're 15mm. I think he does them in 28mm. These ones I think are printed on, is it FDM? Because they've got slight lines on them, which doesn't matter so much because they're wooden, but I think if they were resin they would probably look a little bit better. You can get away with it a little bit with the wood. I think brick buildings might be a little less forgiving, but I think in this scale they don't look too bad. But it's a dead simple method that I use anyway. As I say, I'm going to do a video on it at some point, but these have been painted in what Rich calls shit brown, but what the rest of us call is burnt umber. So I use this stuff, the artist's choice. It's just cheap jack acrylic stuff. Who else we got in here tonight? Aled, hello, evening, finishing the last 2 platoons for your German O group. Excellent, good stuff, good stuff. Mortzerk, I'm going to say it properly. Mortzerk, building pericrassiers. Been too hot to do anything today up in the northern Swiss. So you when you say it's too hot, you mean it's like 12 degrees or something. Thomas, evening. Finish up Panzer 3B, Panzer 4C, and Stug 3B. Very specific. All early war stuff then. Building World War II early war platoons. There you go. To play the Jumblo Gap, Abbeville campaigns, and Arras scenario. Chain of command on the 72nd scale. Well, we've got the rules writer in tonight, so you can ask him any questions you want, and he won't have an idea about any of the rules because he can't remember anything. Am I right, Richard? He's probably sitting there laughing his head off. I hope he is anyway, because he'll beat me up otherwise. Anyway, let's crack on with this. So it's dead simple. Basically, it's just a lot of dry brushing. So I'm going to try and get as much of that done tonight, really, on this, because once the block of that is done, it's dead easy. I'll probably not do too many details on them. Kevin, what are you up to? Today, earlier, you was painting a 3-arched stone bridge. We are reading copies of Rich Lardy's. Yes, we have no Talanas. Okay, I don't know that one. 28 degrees, blimey. It's about that here as well. It's been bloody overcast and it's been trying to rain all day as well, which is crap. So it's really it's a bit rubbish at the moment. Very, very sweaty, but not as bad as last night. Last night was even worse. So I think our lucky stars. Okay, first up, first colour that I use is Vallejo Green Grey. This is a great colour. It's green and it's grey. But if you look at old wood, it is actually grey, not brown. A lot of people paint it, so you've got to be pretty careful. Evening, Paul. Good to have you on board. Still plodding along with Spanish Lancers and undercoating 15mm World War II Italians of the Russian front. Excellent, good stuff. Always like to see the smaller nations represented on the Eastern fronts. I do need to get some Italians myself. But my mate Dean has got a load of them for the Western Desert. So I always feel a bit bad if I went and bought a load of Italians and painted up before he did, even though he's been working on them for about 10 years. But I might do, because it's another army that I don't have for the Eastern Front, these Italians. Again, it'd just be something interesting. I've got a couple of Hungarians. Well, a platoon of Hungarians, but that's about it. Evening, friends of General Haig. Evening all. You're still eating your tea. What are you having? What are you having for your tea? Tell us that. Right, so green grey first up. Literally just dry brush this stuff all over it, and it's a really heavy dry brush as well, covering up as much of that brown as possible, really. Nice and easy. That's why it's nice and easy to paint these wooden buildings. I should get some more. It's about the Boer War. Rich started to write some rules for the period. Evening at 6mm Phil. Good to have you on board. It's a proper full house tonight. I guess everybody saw the 8,000 subscriber video that I put out. Was it yesterday? Don't forget, go and comment on that. You got a chance to win some Storm of Steel goodies. It's also my birthday on Thursday, so I'm hoping that I hit 8,000 subscribers by Thursday. I don't know if I will. We'll see. But videos planned for this week. I've got some stuff coming out. Tomorrow I've got well, I'll tell you, on Friday I've got the it's the, I can't even think straight now. Well, it's the Jungle Terrain video, which has been waiting to be released since about February, I think. So that's going to come out on Friday. It's already out for Patreons if you want to go and support the channel. I've also got a Warbases review video coming out tomorrow for their new multicoloured, let me show you, an exclusive multicoloured painted bases. Here they are. I don't talk too much about these because I've got a video coming for them. These were designed by Joe, the Wargamer, Joe Bilton, and they sent me some review packs. They're going to get released on Friday, so look out for them. And they're very nice. Happy birthday, many more. Cheers, Thomas. Thank you very much. I'm not really that bothered about celebrating birthdays, but I always take the day off. So I've requested the day off on Thursday, but because my boss has been working out in the field, I don't know if he'll have got the request or not. I'll check tomorrow when I sign into my other job. So I don't know if I'm going to be working or not. But yeah, I usually take. That's not how I celebrate my birthday. Just have the day off. So I think, you know, why work on your birthday? Oh, excellent! We're getting some spam. Brilliant. Right, let me just get rid of this lot. Put the user of the timeout and remove. It's going to take a little while. There you go. Message deleted. See you later. Bye bye. It's not very often that we get spam on these chats. Obviously, my audience isn't particularly big. But there you go. You enjoyed the Tunnel Terrain video? Oh yes, of course you will have seen it. Hope your wife does not miss the music CDs. Found to use. Does anybody listen to CDs these days? That's the question, I think, isn't it? I just used a load of old rewritable ones. I just went down to local pound shop and got tons of them for next to nothing. And I used up some of my old crappy ones as well. Old spam, yeah. Nice refreshing orange. Yeah, that's why I got mine from. I bought a bunch, and then I also I just used up some of the old crappy ones that I got kicking about. There's a good use of them, really. And they're quite easy. They're quite, because they're CDs. They're pretty hard wearing as well. They don't warp or anything like that. No messing about. Just do this little pigsty. I don't think I've got enough in here. So who else is out there? You've got 16 of you watching at the moment, so do say hello in the chat. Oh, the other thing I'm doing tomorrow is recording with Ken, Yorkshire Gamer, and Sean. God's Own Scale. We're doing a podcast tomorrow night, so we're going to record that. I'm looking forward to that. It should be fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Sean at Joy of 60 the other weekend, which is a great shame. But at least I get to chat to him tomorrow, if nothing else. So, small mercy, isn't it? How is everybody suffering in the heat? Or are you suffering? Or are you loving it? I'm a bit. I can take it or leave it. I mean, I don't mind it so much. When it goes on for a long time, it gets annoying. But this house is pretty cool as well. Apart from it, up in the loft. Is Sean still alive? Yes, he is still alive. He's been posting on Facebook and on Twitter, so he's definitely around. Ivy, the non-oil hating cat, says hi. Give her my best. Evening, Carl. Good to have you on board. Another one. My cats don't hate non-oil, they just like to knock things over all over the place. Speaking of which, there's one's just turned up now. Tiny can hear me talking about her, so she's turned up. Let's go and see what's going on. She's the Wargaming cat, Tiny the Wargaming cat. These, I mean, 3D printed stuff is just so fantastic these days. I can't imagine any of this. 10 years ago, even when it was starting to make its presence known on the market, there's nothing like any of the stuff that they're producing now. It's amazing. Finished some player warband rosters for Dragon Rampant. 34 army points. We'll work up a detailed sequence of play. 28mm benevolent orcs and horrible humans, and build some skeletons. Also 28mm. You're overjoyed to see Little Wars focus on 6mm for a while. She'll bring more folk to it. Yeah, I should think so. They've got a very good reach, and it was. Excuse me, pardon me. It was a very good video as well. Always nice to be featured. It was just nice to see, because see everybody that I'd said hello to at the Joyous Six. I was looking in the background for people and things as well. It was great. You still buy CDs and DVDs. I have a load of cheap bad artists I use for basing, especially 28mm. That's fair enough. I know I've not bought a CD. I bought a CD the other day. It was the first one in years. No, not years, but months. I normally buy vinyl these days. I've gone back to vinyl. I think it's a bit more tangible than CDs. I mean, I've got a massive collection of CDs, but I'm trying to get the vinyl collection bigger. Old school, I know, but you know. Like John Peel said, life has got pops and fizzes. That's why it sounds better on vinyl. Tiny is the star of the show. That is absolutely spot on. She really is. Wherever she's got to. Let's see if I can find her. Go on, Tiny. She's sitting on Stalingrad at the moment. I've still got O group set up for Stalingrad behind me. Come on. Come on. Come on, they want to see you. Don't be camera shy now. She won't come. She might come in a bit. Walkabout Games, evening. Good to have you on board, buddy. Nice to see you on this lovely evening. Come here, Tiny. Come on. Alright, sod you then, you little get. Bloody typical cat, aren't you? You still buy CDs? Last one was Iron Maiden's latest. Oh, okay. Good to have you on board, Andy. Have they just put out a new album? I said the last CD I did buy was relatively recently, 10 Horned Beast, but I haven't. That was the first one I've bought in, and the only reason I bought it on CD is because it wasn't available on any other format, so I had to get it on CD. Because I'm a bit of a collector, eh? Double D, hi all, greetings from South London. Good to have you on board, Double D. Was it Des Darkin? Good to have you on board, Des, if it is. If it isn't Des, still good to have you on board. You're working on your O group stuff, Walkabout Games, excellent, good stuff. The more the merrier, doing O group, putting out a good word. John Peel, into the kind of stuff he used to play, yes, very much so. Well, it depends actually, because he used to play quite a lot of stuff. I'm into a lot of the grindcore that he used to play, like Napalm Death, and like a lot of old death metal and black metal, but I also like a lot of 1970s electronica, like Tangerine Dream and Faust, Krautrock, stuff like that. Noi, I'm big into that stuff. Currently I'm massively into Swans, lapping their stuff up left, right and centre. Their latest stuff anyway. Best of Fleetwood Mac. All vehicles based, excellent, good man, keeping it real. Looks like I'm not getting enough. I'm not getting enough data to maintain smooth streaming, so I do apologise if the stream's a bit of crap. Not sure what's happening with that. Not my fault. It's out of my hands. So yeah, I like music that's not run of the mill, shall we say? Okay, I think that's pretty much that bit of it done anyway, at least now. Melt banana. No, I know of them, but I'm not into them. You got a thing for Stevie Nicks. And a kleptomania. Working on wound markers and magic item arters for a Kings of War tournament I'm going to give this weekend. Excellent. You're going to this weekend, okay. I think I played Kings of War, I can't remember. I can't remember if it's what we played at the club one time. It's fantasy, isn't it? They made me play a fantasy game at the club. Oh no, it wasn't Kings of War, it was Fantastic Battles. I tried out some real life tactics in it and failed. I tried to go around the edges with chariots and it didn't work. That's fantasy for you. So I don't know if you can see, but because this is, as I say, I think this is an FDM print. Because it's got that kind of flattish roof, it's got quite prominent print lines on it, which normally probably wouldn't be very good if it was a what we call it, a figure or something like that, something smaller. But on a wooden house, it's not so bad. Kind of get away with it a bit. It's not too bad, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It'll all come out in a wash. I say it's just a really easy case of just dry brushing this stuff in progressively lighter colours, and then probably just adding a bit of weathering as well, some streaks and grime and things like that. Speaking of music, what else are other people into in chat? What are you all into, apart from Stevie Nicks? What else are you all into? And what were they called? Melt Banana. Yeah, some old John Peel had some very good taste. I remember years ago when just after he died, they digitised his entire record collection, and you could browse it online. It's probably still online somewhere, and that was great. Just going through his old vinyl stuff. He had something, I think he had about something like 30,000 records or something, didn't he? You're painting, you're printing O group tokens right now in resin. Yeah. I've got the MDF ones from when it was released. I think you still get them from Warbases or from TFL anyway. I should have painted them. Painted them 2 different colours for the 2 different armies. I've done all the orders tokens in the same colours. I was thinking the other day I should have really painted them 2 different colours. I think it's about 10 on each. I bet 3D printed ones would be nice. What else? So 15mm Soviet AT guns, good stuff. Kings of War's fantasy, but they do have a historical supplement, but it's more Hollywood historical than true historical. Good fun, fair enough. That's all you can ask for, innit? You like Manchester scene, especially the fall. Hit the north. Do you like people like Frank Sidebottom as well then? Foo Fighters normally cheer you up. You're an aging punk. Good stuff. Yeah, I like a lot of old. I like hardcore punk, like Subhumans, Misfits, Dead Kennedys. Big fan of Dead Kennedys. Exploited, GBH, stuff like that. I was wondering about this roof, whether it should be a copper roof or whether it should be wood like this. I'm really not sure what to paint it. I'm just going to do it wood, I think, for now. I did think about doing it as a copper roof, but then I thought in a village, a copper roof building is going to be pretty much. Behemoth, Rotting Christ, Slayer to front, 242, knit to Reb and Cayman. A lot of hardcore industrial stuff there. Pixies, excellent. What else we got? Shipping was pounds to UK to Western Canada, so printed tokens, good idea. I like the very, very early Behemoth stuff. Too popular for me. Conflicts and Crass, yeah, good stuff. What about? This is a good chat about music tonight. I think everyone's probably showing their age as well by what music choices they're into. You generally seem to form them when you're in your late teens, don't you? Or teens, I'm gonna say. And everyone thinks that's when the best music was. In the wardrobe, probably stretched out so they other Paul as well. Japanese female hard rock metal bands. Okay. Bandmade, Love Bites, Nemophilia, Aldless Breed. Never heard of a single one of them. Crass were class, they certainly were. Do they out as a living? Of course they do, of course they do. I'll not continue because I've monetized this video. I don't want to get it demonetized. Alright, so that was the first stage. Then, like I said, basically I'm just going to make it lighter and lighter as we go along. So the next one is going to be, what we got here, German camouflage beige, World War II. So another Vallejo colour. Oops. So this one's similar in colour to the green grey, but slightly white. Banned from the Roxy. No swearing. Yep. Not punk enough for swearing. Not when it's monetised. I used to go to the Roxy, but I don't know if you talk about the same Roxy there, Rich. I went to the one in Sheffield. Barry Noble's Roxy. I can see that I keep getting an interrupted feed here, so I do apologise for that. I don't know what's going on with the internet connection. It's been stable all day, so I don't know if there's an issue or something there. But anyway, this is a slightly lighter colour, so this one is going to be picking out some more of the highlights. Again, this is not a particularly heavy dry brush, but enough just to pick some of it out. There we go. Just to add a few different colours here, really. And then what I'm going to do is I'll probably use a flurry wash on it and just give it a grime wash over the top. So once I've got this, the German camo beige, and then I've also got I've got another colour after coming onto this one. I think either buff or maybe a greyish colour, a bit more grey, stone grey. That's it. That's the one I use. Just make it nice and easy. Right. Here we go. So walkabout. Have you played O Group yet, or have you just been putting things together for it? At least the stuff dries quick in the heat. Well, it certainly does. You're not wrong, Andy. You are not wrong there. Nice. But I am also dry brushing as well, so arguably it is drying already. So is there anybody in the chat tonight who's going to go to CrackCon? CrackCon 2? I think you'll be there, Andy, won't you? Your missus keeps putting the kettle on. Each time I have a problem. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Oh, I hope she doesn't. I hope you don't boil too much water up. Where's he gone? There it is. So, has everyone seen the Little Wars video of the Joy 6? We've got lots of plans. Next show is BritCon. It is, I think, isn't it? That's August, isn't it? That's Lard Workshop as well. I'm putting on a game of Algernon Pulls It Off at Lard Workshop. Apparently there's about 60 people going for the curry that night. You finally may be able to go to that one. Good stuff. I went to the last one. You waited in the past from the wife before ordering the ticket. Well, I think you've got to be a bit quick, but they probably will release some more tickets towards closer to the time if the ones have already sold out or not. I don't know what they are, whether they are selling out or not. There's a seller on eBay, UK based, selling 3D printer Deadman's Corner building in 50mm. Will make a great video. Okay. Get your yarn in early. Yeah, I'll see you there. Good stuff. Making CrackCon was gutted missing the second after such a brilliant time after the first. Good stuff. It's costing you a fortune. You're going to CrackCon 3. Good stuff. I'll have a look, Thomas, for the Deadman's Corner. I know Joe Wilton has done the Warbasers one. I don't know if they've done it in 15mm though. I don't know if the next things I was probably going to buy was going to be from Adam. I can't remember the name of his company, but they're licensed by the Two Fat Lardies to do their stuff, to print their stuff out over in Sweden, and he's got a ton of Normandy buildings. I'm not mad into Normandy, but I seem to be getting pushed that way really. I prefer people to be doing more Soviet buildings. I want more rural Soviet stuff. WSS Magazine 117 had a great segment. Yes, yeah, it did. First of many of those elderly with TV lads. Thank you. CrackCon is a bit too far away. That's of course. Are there many wargaming shows in Sweden? Not where you are, Jonas? Is there much of a scene for it, or is it like local gaming store kind of thing? I don't think I've ever heard of a Swedish wargaming show, but I'm sure they probably exist. We're a bit like cockroaches, aren't we? We're never in the sunlight. We're always there, existing. Oh, I love wooden buildings. So easy. So easy to do. They should have a CrackCon up in Sweden, or even a BrickCon, a SwedeCon. Come on, get on with it. Get it done. World War One version of O Group would be interesting. Could use these square bashing figures. I've been thinking about it, Terry. Actually, it's something that I've thought about a lot. Let me come back to you when I've gone through the chat. What we're saying, should I put on the merch? What should I have on the merch? Is there Viking Lard? There's a couple of Viking games in there in Lard. Dux Britanniarum. There's a Viking version for that, and there was a Viking over just this week for oozing Lard as well. No convention for you, blowing all your money on figures, paints and new rule sets. Well, you know, blocks do 15mm Russian buildings. Yes, I think they do. I have seen them. I've got a set of them. They need a bit of work. That's the problem with them. I do have them, but they're quite basic. It's a little Russian farm, isn't it? They do need more so than a lot of other MDF stuff as well. Actually, I found. Oh, the cockroach coach. Yeah, fair enough. Wargamers like cockroaches. Yes, O Group in First World War. I've been thinking about it and how you'd do it, because a battalion attack in the First World War is a classic attack, isn't it? Really. And what I like in O Group is the things like the consolidation. I mean, that's wrong one. That's perfect for attacking frontline trenches or rear line trenches, because you have phase line attacks in the First World War, and then you consolidate on it. And as O Group is such an infantry game anyway, tanks are going to play a very small part in it, as they did in the First World War. So I think it would work. To be honest, I don't even know if you'd really need any major changes to the rules. Because at that level, it's all pretty similar. You've already got rules for attacking trenches, you've already got rules for artillery, you've already got rules for using smoke and battalion mortars and things. They're all pretty similar, really. I guess the only thing you wouldn't have is attached machine guns or anti-tank weapons. And again, you probably wouldn't need them anyway. When I think about it, I might write something for the Lardy Annual for 2023 or whenever it comes out. vegetable bake with a side of mac and cheese, lovely. Especially late war. Well, it'd worked from 1916 onwards, really. The whole change of tactics from the Battle of the Somme onwards is Second World War tactics. So it would just work, and like I say, all you'd have is moving in. I mean, I've played I Ain't Been Shot Mum, First World War style. This is a constant bugbear about the First World War. A lot of people don't really see it as wargameable, and it really is. So yeah, when I think about it, I can't really think of any major differences, really, because by 1916-17 the commander's gone from battalion down to platoon anyway, so it's the same as the Second World War. Let's say stone grey. That one's knackered. I need a different stone grey to that one. It's my green grey. Oh, there we are. So you know, you're really dealing with a man on the spot, definitely at that point. So I think it'd certainly work. And if you do want to include tanks in it, which, because obviously wargamers being wargamers, they want to include tanks in things. Would rules to cover gas be needed apart from early war and Middle East? Let me come back to that one. For 40k larger tournaments, yes, some giant game cons about everything from role-playing games to cosplay, but nothing historical with 439 that I know about. Okay, that's interesting. You've always been interested in 100 Days, 1918. Yeah, it is a very interesting part of it. Check out Derek Clayton's book, something Victory. I can't remember what it's called. It's Helion Publishing. It's very good. It's based on his PhD thesis, and it's all about the last days of the 100 Days campaign of 18, where they're crossing the Sambre-Ouse Canal. And all of that is absolutely 100% wargameable, perfectly so. Oh yeah, just to mention, I'm using stone grey now. This is the last colour on these. Well, you see, the thing with gas is it was only really used as an area denial weapon, and especially by 1918, it was because it was so unpredictable and delivery wasn't great because it was through shells. It was mainly used to close off areas rather than the actual battlefield, so you wouldn't be attacking into gas. What you do is you close off an area around the bit that you're going to attack into. So like they have what are called bite and hold tactics. So you box off the area that you're attacking into, you pile gas in around it so nobody can get in and nobody can get out. Then you attack into that little bit, capture it, fortify it, and then move on to the next bit. So that's kind of how it works. So from a game point of view, again, I reconnected. Right, sorry about that, everybody. Are you still with me? Stream went down. OBS died on me. Evening, Sean. Speak of the devil, we were talking about you earlier. I'm sorry, I wonder if the internet is playing up because of the heat today. Is that how science works? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, still here, good stuff. Sorry about that. It's obviously my dodgy connection here, and OBS was being a bit of an idiot. We're good to have you here, Sean. I think it must have been the arrival of Sean that knocked it out. That's what I'm blaming it on. This is what happens. She's put the Hoover on. But you think that's what it was, Kevin? Dear. I hope not. It's hard to turn the Hoover off. It may well be. We still on for tomorrow night, Sean? I certainly hope so. I'm hoping you can make it. I don't know if you've sent Kennedy messages on Twitter or not tonight, but you got to remember to put the money in the meter, absolutely. Yeah, so I definitely need to do that. Okay, so there we go. We've got a greenish greyish house now. So limbering up for it. Excellent, good stuff. So that's the basic old wood technique. As I say, I've got a video coming on this, but now what I'm going to do, I want to add a little bit more on the old weathering. Question to the group: have you ever gone to reuse a box and found a figure or model you had left in there when you packed them almost 3 months plus ago? Short answer, yes. I'm sure I have. You've not got your questions in yet. Go on, Kevin, don't worry. Throw your questions in. Oh, for Ken tomorrow. You've got to be quick. We'll be this time tomorrow. We'll be recording, so by then it's going to be too late. Right, so now we're going to flip over to. Yeah, I'm fairly sure there's been plenty of times where I've found something that I'd forgotten I'd got. You know, just sitting there looking at you, like saying, "Go on, then paint me." But during lockdown, I managed to get I completely, almost, I think it was about 99% finished my my lead pile off. Just got rid of everything. It was I got it right down. I've kind of built it up again. More of a resin and plastic pile at this point now. I built it up again a little bit, but I managed to get it knocked right down. Because what I normally do, I don't buy loads of stuff in. I just buy stuff that I can deal with, or what I think I can deal with. And then just bits of odds and sods, really. Right. That's why I never really said that I'm working on a project, because I'm usually just working on the same project. Second World War, 15mm. Right, so now I'm going to decant a little bit of this, the old Florry wash, grime, best wash in the world. There's no way you couldn't paint the lead pile in 10 years. Well, mine was very small, and it's 15mm. Almost painted all your stuff. That's dangerous. Oh, don't worry about it, Steve. I got loads back. I've got boxes of it down here. I just bought loads of stuff. I've got loads of these buildings to sort out. So I got. I'm in no danger of running out of things. Don't you worry about that. Right, but so here we go. Florry washes, best wash in the world. And I've just remembered, I should have done is varnish this beforehand, but never mind. We've done it now. I'm actually just normally what you do is you paint this stuff on, let it dry, and then you just wipe it off. But because of the wood, I think I'm just going to leave it on because it looks quite nice even before you wash any of it off. Evening will come up. You've ordered some ECW. I saw that earlier on. Risky. It's key in our fight against mortality. Indeed. It's. I see. Yeah, I saw, Andy, you were getting into English Civil War. What's prompted that? Anything in particular? A film or something? Again, it's a period I've just never really had an interest in. I'm aware it happened. Or should I say a knowledge of. An interest or a knowledge of. But, you know, each to their own, and that's what the hobby's all about. Everybody can do whatever they want. Wondered how long you'd hold out. What scale are you doing him in, Andy, as well? Is it in 15mm? I know Miller's Miniatures is big into his ECW stuff. You know, the really nice table at Crack Corner as well. That was nice to see. But you know, I could probably name about 5 battles, if that, of the English Civil War. I know there were some people fighting in it, and some other people were fighting in it. I know of Fairfax. There you go, Lord Fairfax. He was only because there was a Fairfax house in York, a university. One of the student accommodation places was Fairfax House. And that's the only reason I know about him. Good move, Andy. Hope the group answer your question on Hammer and Pikeman. Yeah, you're big into ECW, aren't you, as well, friends of General Haig? You bought a load of bits in plastic bags, cost 5p, and 6 months later I found 2 kits, 2 metal, looking for a bin bag. Just got into the history, really enjoy it. Just fancy the minis. Good stuff, good 28mm. Mix of metal and plastic. Yeah, to me, wargaming is driven by history. If it's something I'm interested in historically, then it's something I'm more likely to wargame. And I know what I like. I'm interested in historically. The problem is there's just too much history out there, so that's why I have to kind of pare it down a bit, especially with it being my job and all. Right, that's that house covered in the old florrie wash. Kevin, Sean are playing ECW on Friday night. Good stuff. Good stuff. What scaling, Sean? 6mm? I'll finish my pop off. You tested negative for the first time today. Good stuff, Sean. Good to hear it. It's still a bit rough, but sounds like you're over the worst at least. I hope the rest of the family are as well. I hope they're all fighting fit. It can't be much fun. 15mm is a new 6mm. Oh, you're going to tell that to your listeners of your podcast. How are you going to break that to them? They'll have your guts for garters. Your 6mm guts for garters. No, I'm sure they won't. When's the next episode out, Sean? Obviously you've obviously been knocked about a bit for the last week or so. Citadel's reformulate the washes, seeing mixed reviews, many buying up the old stuff as a result. Yeah, I've seen that as well. They're all women, they barely noticed it. It's like, they were just up and out and about with it while you were laid on the sofa moaning. Phil says he's taking notes. Based in French Napoleon infantry now. An Egyptian campaign. Wow. You're a man of many seasons, Des. Nothing wrong with that. Right. I'm just gonna give this a wash, and then I think I'm gonna leave it for tonight. That's gonna do, because this is gonna have to dry anyway, so there's not much else I can do. No, I suppose I could just undercoat that Ed 209. I'll do that before I finish up tonight. I'll not make too much of an early night of it. Peter Pig, oh yes, which ones? Yeah, too many for sure. Yes, that's why I always try to keep it within the bounds of what I can deal with, which is basically 3 periods and a couple of sci-fi things. We're playing. I think I'm playing a 6mm Crusader game at the club on Thursday. Dean is taking it over, so it's not really something that I'm big into, but I've just been umpiring a lot of games recently down at the club, so I kind of just fancy fancy just playing a game rather than actually umpiring a game. I'm desperate to play Chain of Command, but because everybody's a new player to it, it wouldn't be very fair just to curb stomp them. So I've been well, I'm not. I sound a bit big-headed there, but you know, it's a game that you have to know a little bit, don't you, to play it. So it wouldn't be very fair to play against a new player unless they knew the game pretty well. So I'm trying to get as many people playing it as possible, as often as possible, so that I can actually sit down and play it against them. So I'll just every time we do Chain of Command at the club now, is I umpire it. You haven't got a problem with, but it's just I'd just like to play it just once, please. Just once. Right, well that's covered in hair from Tiny, the little shit. Well, she's right behind me. Come here, yo. Everybody wants to say hello. You've been staring at the back of my head, you little... Look, here she is, riddling about. Come here, say hello to everybody. There we go. Let's be comfortable. They're only watching. They're only watching for you. You watch. The likes will pile up when Tiny appears. Kev says you used to reenact ECW when you left. Your first 15mm armour arrived at the club. Good to see you in chat, Sean. It will be the first ECW. Is this the painting cat? She certainly is. We got another cat, a fat cat, but she's downstairs laid out because she's too hot for her. So she's playing up and pretending it's way too hot. Kitty, 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 there you are. See, everybody likes Tiny. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for Tiny. Tiny for likes. I'm using her for clickbait 100% these days. Right. Do I want to umpire cat? Yeah. Do I want to undercoat this? Hi, Tiny. Everybody likes you, Tiny. She's buggered off again. No, she's sat behind me. Come up here. Or don't. Bloody cats. You can buy brushes from those cats' hairs. I probably could, yeah. They're very soft. Cute cat, she certainly is. Need to try to get some AK-47 back on the table sometime. Too busy playing Kings at the moment. I did play. I played AK-47 for the first time the other day. It was good fun. Enjoyed it. Again, it's something else. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be too inclined to collect it. But if somebody's laying a game on, I'd be happy enough to play. I am going to undercoat this ED209 because why not? I'm here now, but I'm starting to get a bit sweaty. It's getting very warm up here because I've got the studio lights on behind me as well. So it's getting turned into a bit of a hot box. I'm like the Cooler King. I am. A lot of people say I'm as cool as Steve McQueen, so you know, it kind of works right, doesn't it? Where the bloody hell's that grey gone? There it is. Cat's whiskers make radio, I'm sure. Hail Tiny, yeah. Indeed. Everybody's a big fan of Tiny. Whiskers make good antennas. Will I be doing Cold War Commander 15mm? No, I won't, Andy, because I've got zero interest in the Cold War. I've got even less interest in the Cold War than I have in the English Civil War. They don't count if your cat's calling you as cool as Steve McQueen. Hey, I can have you banned, you know. Yeah, I've got no interest in the Cold War. It's that might be anathema to a lot of people, but to me, it leaves me literally cold. Again, I don't know why. It's possibly just because, I kind of grew up with it. You know, it was a background to my life when I was growing up. So I don't really see it as history. We were talking about it the other time, weren't we? We were talking about the Falklands. 40 years ago now. I mean, it's as long ago now. Well, actually, it's less time now between the Falklands ending and now than it was when Donald Featherstone and Stuart Asquith and everybody were writing Second World War rules for the first time. And the Falklands War just doesn't feel like history to me. You know, it feels like it happened yesterday. Which is a bit of a weird thing. Any plans on 0200 hours? Nope, none whatsoever. 28mm, no interest. It looks like an interesting game, to be honest, but just not for me really. I'm just not that fussed about it. I like my chain of command. I like my O group. I like my shot mum. I'm not that fussed about something new and shiny, even though yes, it is Second World War. I've watched Martin's videos on it over on Seventh Son, and again, you know, it's one of those things. If somebody put it all together and play the game, then I'd be happy enough to play it. It's got some interesting mechanics in it, I thought, here and there, but yeah, I'm just not that fussed about commando raids and things like that. I just like straight up fighting. So no, I don't think I'll be. And also, they never sent me a review box, so Sodom. I think I'm the only historical wargaming YouTuber that hasn't had a review box off them, by the looks of things. All right, 6mm Phil, thanks a million. Thanks for joining. Very good to have you on board. Do check in again at some point in the future. Andy Shaw. It looked frustrating in a good way. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like a lot of friction in games. That's why I like Too Fat Lardy stuff, because it's full of friction. And I like that frustration of not being able to do everything that you can. And yeah, it looked like fun. As I say, I'd be happy to, you know, if somebody was going to play it and put it on and invite me to a game, then I'd be more than happy to join in. But as for me going and purchasing it and getting right into it, probably not, because I mean the thing is, anyway, all my stuff's 15mm, so I've changed. All my stuff's 15mm, so I'd do it in 15mm anyway, so I wouldn't even need half of the stuff that's in the box. Because the 28, as nice as those figures are, and they are very nice, because again, I watched Martin's painting video of the Germans. They are very nice, characterful little figures, and they'd work really well for anybody, you know, if you've got other 28mm stuff as well. I've changed, have I? In what way? Am I a diva now? Yeah, so that's my take on it. There you go. I'm drawing a line straight away under Cold War. I'm drawing a line on under 0200 hours. I'm drawing a line under English Civil War. Welcome to my TED Talk. It's the fame. It's gone to my head. I got interviewed by Little Wars TV, and look what's happened. Yeah, there's so many games, so many little time. I completely agree, Sean. That's why I kind of stick to the ones that I know that I like. You know, I know from my point of view that I know what I'm going to get with a Too Fat Lardy's product, and it's going to be about a particular period. So if there's a period I'm interested in, I'm going to buy the game for it. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I work. 200 can be purchased without the minis. Okay, fair enough. I just thought it came as a box. International stardom. Yeah. Maybe it's just the box set that I've seen. Like I say, I've not really paid a great deal of attention to it. But I've already got loads of games that I don't play anyway, like Sean says. So another one would just be crazy. You know, I suppose you could always argue that, well, I could buy the rules and then I could do some demonstration games of it as well, because it looks like it would work quite well as solo. Now you got me thinking, you see, Thomas, now telling me that's it. You don't have to buy it with a box. I'll have a look at it and I'll see how much the rules are. It's a business expense after all if I make a video out of it. Evening, Sony. Good to have you on board for the first time. Good points. A 50mm version. Yeah, well, you just do it 50mm, don't you? Just don't change anything. I've been toying with the idea of doing a 50mm version of 50mm game of bolt action, but I've still yet to. I looked at the their points system, and my God, it made me want to tear my eyes out. You don't lose, you end up comparing to Chain of Command. Exactly, yes, that's the problem. I expect Johnny's working on What a Century as we speak. Wouldn't surprise me. He's already working on What a Gangster. Off the back of What a Cowboy, which he made up off the back of What a Tanker. Now that Alex has done nearly 8,000 subs, yeah, here we are. A couple of coats of red leather jackets and 16 Brits. Time for a beer. Nice one, Andy. Enjoy your beer, especially in this heat. Yeah, 15mm version might work. Alright, I might have a look at it. Alright, I'm not going to poo-poo it straight away. You've heard it here first. I might have a look, see if I can get hold of the rules, and then maybe do a see if I could do a battle report or something on it. Because again, it's another popular game. At least I can see how it plays, can't I? If nothing else. But yes, as you say, Des, that's the problem. I would end up comparing it to Chain of Command, but it is quite different to Chain of Command. It is a different, completely different way of doing things. So it would be, you know, it'd be nice, and you could probably quite easily, just get some of the figures like from Peter Pig. They do like Germans having lunch and stuff like that, or at least they used to. So you could get like little personality figures. It wouldn't cost a great deal to set it out. Anyway, you're now convincing me. It's something that I normally don't do. I'm convincing myself. Any more PBI? Yeah, there is a battle report of PBI coming, Sean, at some point. I'm going to do a review of it as well at some point. The battle report will be out probably next month, not this month, next month. I'm thinking, depends how they work the schedule out. I'll probably play another couple of games of it as well, just to give it a bit more of a test myself. So I did enjoy it. Nice little game. And again, it's one of those games that doesn't get much coverage. There's very little. In fact, there's no PBI videos, I think, on the old YouTubes. Evening, Sitrep. Good afternoon. I'm riding just time for the stream to be ending again. You certainly have, I'm afraid. We've been at it for an hour. I've painted a Russian house, and I've also painted undercoated an ED209, and that was about it for me. Do I play any board games? Do I play any board? You see this pile of things behind me? That's board games, that does. Yeah, I've got millions of board games. Love them, absolutely love them, because me and the wife play them a lot. My favourite one is Arkham Horror, the card game, living card game. I've got everything there. Just at Christmas, my wife got me Terraforming Mars, which is excellent. Up here behind me, I've got, going from the top to the bottom, I've got Axis and Allies World War 114. Campaign, the old Waddington's game. Game of Nations, Axis and Allies, the original and the best. Blood Royale. I've got the Battle of Britain by Plastic Soldier Company. The Jewish Dread board game. Quartermaster General Cold War. Command and Colours Napoleonics. Brass, which is fantastic. I've got some Wings of War stuff there. I've got Aliens, the latest one. Some Star Wars Legion, that's not real board games. Underneath that, I've got Quartermaster General. I've got Agricola, Blockmania, Jewish Dread role-playing game and Slaughter Margin, Taj Mahal, Seven Wonders Duel, Munchkin, Blitzkrieg, Machikoro, King of Tokyo, then a Jigsaw. And then we've also got Forbidden Desert, Quacks of Quidlung, Zuro, Machikoro, Barrack Lights Big City, World of Tanks Rush, which is crap, Sun Tzu, Then over there, I've got. Let's have a look. Let's see what we got. So I've got Arkham Horror 3rd Edition board game, Eldritch Horror, about 3 for that. Imperial Settlers. What else have I got? I've got Blood Bowl as well. Ticket to Ride. We've got Pandemic, Carcassonne, Port Royal. What's the other one? Puerto Rico. Literally millions of board games. I love them. Absolutely love them. And my wife over in Austria, she's got another ton of them as well that she belongs. So yeah, loads. Just got into Labyrinth. I've not played Labyrinth. I've heard good things about it, but yeah, it's got a huge amount. Download the PDF and use your single figures. There are loads of missions, World War II you could do. Alright, I will do. Is the PDF, do you have to buy it, or is it a free PDF? Because I know, well, I can find that out. I'll Google it. That's what Google's for, isn't it, Kev? And yes, sorry, SitRep, you have just, you pretty much just missed it, but you can always watch it on the catch-up and pretend that you're taking part. You just have to come in an hour early, that's all, next time. Alright, folks, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's been an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to carry on watching what I was watching on Netflix. Have I ever played any ACW tabletop games? So which rule sets to you? No, I don't, Tony. I don't even think I've ever played an American Civil War game in my wargaming life, to be honest. I can't remember having done. Again, as I was saying earlier on about things being led, my wargaming is led by history. I've got no interest or knowledge of the American Civil War, so I really don't I don't wargame it. I know Sean does. He can give you some good pointers, at least for tabletop games. And there you go. There's Dez's Pickett's Charge or Fire and Fury. There you go. There's a couple. Like I say, I've never played them, so I wouldn't even be able to begin to say what they were like. All right, folks. Okay, so free PDF for to sign up for the newsletter. Right, I'll sign up for the newsletter, and then I'll unsubscribe straight away, so I don't get my things. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure as always. Same time, same Bats channel. Hopefully next week, unless anything happens. As I say, Warbases review video coming out tomorrow. Check out that out. Thursday night is going to be the only night this week there isn't a video. But then Friday night is the terrain, jungle terrain video that I put together. So enjoy all of those, and I shall see you on the flip side. Steelers, enjoy your nights.